Hello everyone and welcome to another Cold Waters tutorial. Now this one is going to be about stealth, because there's a big misconception about what stealth is in submarines and how you want to act in order to be stealthy. I'll speak about more when we move into this scenario. This scenario is the first one, is the duel scenario where you are put versus a random enemy AI sub. I'm going to go with no, not Los Angeles. Asturion. Okay, this one might work. Not the stealthiest US submarine, but still reasonably quiet. Okay, let's move ahead. There's a moderate thermal layer, good. And enemies at 3 to 6. Let's go. Okay, first things first. To be stealthy, you don't need to be a hole in the water. People think that just because you need to be stealthy, you need to be moving at 5 knots ahead at the most all the time. No, no. You need to be moving at the speed you want to move that is not going to be detected by the enemy. How do you get to know that information? Well, real life submariners know the approximate performances of enemy equipment because they are briefed on that, they are trained to know that. We obviously don't have that kind of knowledge because we are not trained submarine commanders, but we still can get a shot on getting a close idea of how close we are to detection. Right now we have a contact Sierra 1, and the first thing we need to do is to conduct a proper analysis of the signature. And to do that, what we do is to get him in the signature, and we are going to ID it. We know it's a submarine, probably a nuclear submarine because of the scenario, and seems to be an alpha. Okay, let's class it as an alpha class submarine. Now the next important thing you need to keep in mind is this information here. If you don't know what it is and what these numbers go ahead and take a look at my previous tutorial video about cold waters where I explain it in detail. But in a sense, what this is, upper part, how well we are detecting the enemy, lower part, how well the enemy is detecting us. Right now he's not. He's not at all. As long as he doesn't get a reading of more than 10 in one of his sensors, he's not going to get a fix on us, and he's not going to know he's here. We are here. Right now it's minus 19, which means he's not hearing us, which means we are in stealth. But also means that we can go much faster than this and still be stealthy. So and right now, the information about him says that he is not detecting us. In passive, he can't because the number is negative. Inactive, he can't because he's got a number under 10. So he can't get a fix on us. This guy doesn't know we are here. So, why are we forced to stay at 5 knots? Well, I might not care at all about moving at 5 knots, but what if I was looking to move past this guy to hit some transports here? What if I'm just trying to sneak around this guy without him ever knowing I'm here? Well, I can do that. And I can do that at a faster speed than this. So the first thing we do is to get rid of the silent mode, and we will see these numbers increase. Yep, minus 12. And the next thing we can do is to increase our speed a little bit to 2/3 ahead, which will put us at 10 knots. And we'll see that is a minus 10. This guy doesn't know we are here. Now it's minus 7. And we can even go one step further and go at 15 knots. As we accelerate, this number will decrease, minus 2. This guy still doesn't know we're here. Okay? So right now, I'm stealthy. I'm playing the stealth game with this alpha, but I'm not creeping at 5 knots ahead. I'm doing 15. Again, why do I want to do 15? Maybe I don't need to, but if I want to change positions, what? Hmm? So now what we are going to do is to turn and come closer to him. And the closer we are, the better he will be able to hear us. Obviously, in a real engagement, what I would do now would be to fire a couple of torpedoes and move away, clearing the datum undetected. Right? Okay, so we know how to lower the passive information he gets, right? Just we go lower, slower, let's reduce to 2/3, and this number will be lower as our speed goes down. Should happen, yeah, -6. So we reduce it that way. How do we reduce our active signature? Well, active sonar is like radar. The bigger surface you get to reflect your signal on, the stronger the return will be, and the farther you will be able to detect an enemy. So if you are side on to an enemy, he's going to get a return on you much farther than if you are bow on. So right now we are at -1. Previously we were in positives. You can see that what we did was, before we were like this, now we are like this. If we turn a little bit towards him, that number will decrease even more. Not a lot, because we already have a very small profile, but you can see it's decreasing. Okay? So what you want to do, okay, let's stabilize the boat. What you want to do against active sonar is to reduce your profile towards the enemy. Decrease the angle on the bow where he's sitting at, because that means that you will be giving him a much smaller profile, right? That's another big important part on stealth, because Russians use active sonar a lot to compensate for the fact that they have very crappy passive sonar. So yeah, here I am moving at 15 knots towards an enemy alpha, not giving a shit about it. Actually, I'm going to turn opposite. I'm going to put a course of 340 because I want a negative lag approach here. And I think right now we have a positive approach. Now we see as we move closer, these numbers will increase. Also, right now we don't have any information on this guy's speed. Sonar performance depends on many things, but one of them is how fast your own ship is going. The faster you go, the worse your sonar performance it is. Same goes for the enemy. These numbers are calculated based on the enemy estimated speed, and let's. Oh, he's close to detecting us because I have moved. I have turned way far towards the right. You can see I'm in a course of 52. So we are giving him a very wide profile. So we want to close that in before he actually detects us. There you go, 8. He still doesn't know we are here. Maybe 250. I totally lost track that I still have not studied the course. There. So right now the problem is we don't have information on the enemy estimated speed. So these numbers are very close estimations of what the general performance of this sonar is. As soon as we have a proper speed notification, we will precisely know his sonar performance. Right now he's at -3, so I'm not really worried he's going to hear me. I'm sure he won't. But there, 12 knots. He's at 12 knots. The numbers have not changed, which means, yeah, this is pretty much standard transit speed for an alpha. So the estimation was good enough. We are getting stronger and stronger returns on him, however, or he's getting stronger returns on me. So I'm going to again turn towards him, reduce my profile, like so, at 4. This way we will be able to keep on closing on him, and still he doesn't know we are here. And we are traveling at 10 knots, and we could go faster. I go order 15 knots ahead. This number will be positive, for sure, after the calculation is redone. Yep, but it's still under 10, so he still doesn't have a fix on us. He doesn't know we are here. Also notice that the second I go faster, my own sonar information I get from this guy is lower. Now, another very important thing. Right now, I know I'm not detected. This guy is moving at 12 knots. But we already said that sonar performance increases the slower you go. So imagine this guy suddenly stops the boat and goes down to creep speed 5 knots ahead. His sonar performance will increase a lot, and if I'm caught at this speed, there's a good chance he will be able to detect me. So always be very mindful of the enemy speed and course and everything. Because if he slows down, you want to slow down as well, otherwise you will be caught. Okay? Okay, we are very close to be detected by active sonar, and I don't really like that. So, what about slowing down to 10 knots and ordering our submarine to go over the layer? By slowing down, we are increasing our sensor performance, and we are decreasing his chances to hear us. Now the next thing we need to do is to slow down to 5 knots ahead, because we don't want to cavitate. Be very careful, never cavitate, because the enemy will immediately know you are there, or almost immediately unless you are extremely lucky. We are going to level up over the layer, and you will see these numbers are now lower for the other guy, because we are across the layer. Our sound signal is, most of it is trapped near the surface, and his sound signal, most of it is bounced down because of the layer. So yeah, the problem is that to do this, being over the layer, you need to be very slow. Over 150 feet, more or less, you can't do more than 5 knots without cavitation. So yeah, this is for the moment you really want to mask your approach the most. By the way, this is not how I would hunt an alpha. I would stay at a standoff range. I would try to win his rear and hide in his baffles and fight from there. But right now, we are trying to be. I'm trying to teach you, right? How to increase and how to decrease some things. So, yeah, I'm probably going to. If he goes active again, he's going to detect me because we are over 10. Being over 10 is not immediate detection, by the way. It's kind of a chance. If I'm at 11, I might get lucky in the first ping and him not knowing I'm here. But the second ping, he's going to know. So I'm going to begin prepping my weapons for a launch. I'm guessing he will know soon we are here. So I'm not going to wait anymore. We have a pretty good idea of where he is. Let's lob a torpedo in this direction. Now, being over the layer is a really good thing to do this kind of thing. Okay, we have been detected. Let's go active. Why do I go active? Because the enemy knows I'm here. I have a perfect fix on him. I know he's going to accelerate away. I'm going to put my torpedo here, and I'm going to put my active sonar, and I'm going to accelerate away. I'm going to dive, and I'm going to begin my own evasives. Once the enemy knows you are there, there's not really a lot of reasons to hide your position. Okay, we lost the wire. Let's reload. Now, in order to avoid enemy torpedoes, what you want to do is to put maybe 90 or more degrees between their known course and ours. I'm actually going to go a little bit more acute than that. And also winning or going lower. Let's reduce the dive planes and go down because of ballast. Okay, how far the enemy is? 4 miles more or less. I'm going to keep this torpedo. Well, I'm going to keep. I mean, it's going to go over here and then he will activate the sonar and we'll try to acquire this guy. In the meantime, we have already put some distance between our last known position and the new one. Let's slow down. By the way, you will notice that now it's 50, minus 50, minus 50. We are behind the enemy submarine. His sonar is unable to pick us up, both the active and the passive. He doesn't know where we are again. I'm slowing down because I want to pick the enemy torpedo. I want to know where it is. We are far enough underwater. Okay, we still are not picking the enemy torpedo. There he is. Okay, it's in a this course. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to turn left. We can see which is the course it's taking. If we slip past his sonar cone, he will never acquire us. So let's go flank speed ahead. Turn parallel but in opposite course. And try to pass the torpedo before it comes active. If it comes active, we will do further avoidance. Right now, the enemy is not hearing us. I'm going flank speed ahead. He doesn't know. He doesn't have a fix on me. Okay, the enemy is at 300. Yeah, a course of 300 should be even more. A little bit more. 290. There. Now the enemy is moving at 42 knots. The problem is this. This torpedo will never catch up with him at this speed. Well, will eventually, but will take a long time. But the point is made. I mean, right now we are stealthy again because he can't hear us. Another way to hide your position from an enemy is to put yourself on his baffles. And the only thing that is that it won't work if the enemy has a towed array. Okay, enemies is slowing down. Enemies is slowing down. It's down to 15 knots. Now probably he will turn, and if he does, his baffles will move out of the way and he will be able to hear us. So I want to be on the move, on the watch for that. Right now, the torpedo should be around here. I mean, we have slipped, we have evaded it totally. I'm keeping this speed because I want to close with the enemy. Okay, enemy torpedo active. Oh, we weren't able to. Pity. I think he has us. Maybe he doesn't. He's wiggling. He's doing a snake pattern. So let's try to put it on our beam. Try to get away from it as fast as we can. Still didn't acquire us. Our torpedo is active, but I don't think he's picked the enemy up. Pity. Okay, but again, we are in a case of we are not being detected. So now we are past the enemy torpedo because right now it's going to never pick us up. I'm going to go to a heading of 340 more or less to cut across and try to win the enemy baffles. I mean, I already am in the baffles, but I'm very close to lose them. So what I want to do is to approach him at 25 knots and to win a shot from very close in so he can't avoid my Mark 48. He avoided the first one, I don't want him avoiding anymore. So again, the stealth game. Right now I'm stealthy again. Am I crawling at 5 knots? No, I'm flank ahead. I'm moving. Oh, our torpedo got sniffed at alpha. He's got a fix. He's got a fix. He's got a fix. Neat. Okay, so we avoided the enemy. Probably that torpedo is going to... Is the Alpha surfaced? Yep, has gone to the surface to avoid us. I mean, the torpedo was moving pretty deep. He probably has climbed a little bit after activation and now he's going for it. So, yeah, I would say that Alpha is pretty much dead. He will try to use a decoy, but won't work very well for him. By the way, I'm still totally stealthy, and I'm moving at 25 knots. That's the enemy torpedo. That's our torpedo. Racing towards the enemy. I thought it was going to miss. I mean, I've been very lucky. He mostly avoided it. He should have turned this way, probably. But I probably think he thought it was enough. And no, it wasn't. So yeah, we avoided a torpedo and ours is going to hit. I call that a success. In the meantime, again, the stealth game, I think we were moving at 5 knots for 2 minutes at the most. 1 minute, 0 minutes. I mean, I know I went silent for a second, but yeah. Okay, that's countermeasure. Torpedo is avoiding the countermeasure. Reacquiring the target, hopefully. It's going to have some troubles because of surface capture, but I don't have any doubt that it's going to reacquire it in no time. Okay, another sound noisemaker. Yeah, you can see it wiggling to try to avoid those noisemakers. But I don't think sound capture, surface capture is going to help this guy. Yep, the second is past these two. It will turn again. It's turning, it's turning, it's turning. And... And? And. Was that enough? It was enough. And that was a sunk submarine. By the way, now he will be able to hear me because I'm moving at 25 knots. But before he couldn't because he was in his baffles. Okay, let's slow down. By the way, let's take a sneak peek around. Let's see where the enemy torpedo is, if we can hear it. Look at it. Here, still sniffing, finding nothing. So, well, stealth. To be stealthy in a submarine, you don't need to go at 5 knots everywhere. You only need to go as fast or as slow as you need to be for the enemy not to hear you. And you have all the tools you need in order to accomplish that in this simulation. So hope that helped. By the way, we also got a little bit of torpedo preventive evasion here. You see, I didn't use any noisemaker, I didn't use anything but pure planning to know where I needed to go in order to avoid that torpedo before activation. So yeah, there's that as well. So I hope that helped. Thank you very much for watching and see you later.